So in this video, I am going to be trying out some punch needle tools that I got on Amazon, as well as completing a punch needle kit that I got on a good deal at Michael's. So these needles are supposed to be nice and little small guys, which they look like. Comes with a threader, handle, sort of all the basics. So they're all the different gauges right there. And you slide out this bit, but there doesn't appear to be anything to actually lock it on to the pipe here, which doesn't appear to be very secure. So we'll see how this goes. Then you slide that in, tighten the screw on it to sturdy it, and has a cap on the bottom so you can take that off so you can pull through the thread or the embroidery floss. Hopefully you enjoy the bird sounds in the background. My backyard seems to be full of them today. I'm just going to open up the package. Cute little bunny. So it comes with some little beads for a necklace for the bunny. Some little flowers to decorate the bunny. Obviously a hoop. A bunch of embroidery floss or embroidery thread. Cloth with the image on it, and this one is centered, which is much better than the last one I did. Yay. So this part tends to be a bit fussy. I mean, the plastic hoops aren't as sturdy as the wood ones are, obviously, so you just have to fidget with it a little bit, and I always forget which way it goes. So bear with me. Maybe I actually got it the first time. Yeah, you just have to play with your placement, because wherever you're centering it is sort of where you're going to be aiming, right? So take your time here. And make sure it's as taut as you can possibly get it. The tighter it is, the easier the needle punching is. You will always have a little bit of ruching on the top. It's normal. You just try to smooth it as much as you can. See, I'm still sort of pulling a little bit. And this is obviously time-lapse because this took me forever. Or what felt like forever. especially when you just want to get started. All right. So we are going to pull the thread through. Make sure you go down the needle and pull it through. And a little tidbit is either pre-roll your embroidery floss, or just make sure it's as flat and easy to pull through as possible. Because any little knots, any little bumps, anything gets caught on will change like the loft of the needle punch. And you won't get an even project. So you have to pull it through once, and then you have to pull it through the little hole, the secondary little hole. So here the actual piece to help me pull the needle got twisted, which is what I had circled there. So it doesn't seem to untwist, which is a problem because it kind of tears up the embroidery floss a bit. And here we go. It feels a little flimsy. So if you see the way I'm holding it, it's because it's wobbling. I have to sort of hold on to the needle, otherwise the tip just falls off. So obviously there's something missing in the kit, or just the way they've manufactured it, they're missing a part. It needs some sort of bolting or a screw or something, because the needle should not just fall off as you're doing the project. It's already fallen off twice. And I'm in a tiny little bunny ear. You see? There you go. There's that little fall off. You have to pull the thread, and you have to hope the loft underneath isn't altered by it. And you can see my thread mess, but it is loose on the table, which is okay. But ideally, ball it. And it fell off again. Next year. Now, if you can see, the needle's even bending slightly at this point. And I'm not even, a percentage of the way through. So, not the greatest. And it fell off again. And as you can see, I did the nice ball up this time. Bottom corner there, much better. So I'm going to try a different gauge, see maybe if one holds on better than the other. I'll probably try to go through most of them in general, just to see. And again, just the same process. And I'm going to be doing the black outline as the instructions suggest. Now it's feeling really taut, and I think it's getting caught. I think it's just how the needle is. Because I am pulling with the back of my finger the loft behind to try to pull it away. Which would normally be my recommendation to do if you're trying to do an outline. As you can see, I highlighted it again because falling off needles while you're trying to work is really detrimental to the artistic flow. And sets back the project so much. I should have a counter how many times it actually falls off during this video. But I really don't want to. It's obvious it's not working out great. That one didn't turn out too bad. Just took forever. So the instructions say to do a second ring around it to reinforce the outline. So that's what I'm doing right now. And it fell off again. And again. If anybody knows what funny bird sound that is, please write it down in the comments. I'm always interested to know what strange birds I have in my backyard. So here we are at 7 times speed, just buzzing through this. So now we're going to do the glasses, and this is in the dark maroony sort of color. I think for me the glasses kind of make the whole piece. Bunny's just so cute with them on. So as you can see, the ears didn't really come out as well as I would have liked because the needle kept falling off and they got caught. So I will go back and fix it at some point, just so you know. And here we're going to try another gauge tip, and I'm going to try it without the extra handle to see if that works any better. I can tell you, it's not that easy on the carpal tunnel. Very uncomfortable. And it's still sort of falling off as I work. So, not really the benefit I was hoping for. You got a lot of experimenting though. And even though there's a line there, I'm supposed to fill it all in. It was an oopsie on the printing, I think. It's only this slow because it keeps getting loose as a tip. And I really sort of have to slow it down so that I don't pull it all out at the same time. You should theoretically be able to do it at least twice as fast as this. At least. If all things are working in your favor. And the art cards are shining on you. And now I'm going back and just backfilling little spots to make sure it's really as plush as possible. Now the cute little nose. As you can see, I'm trying to fix up the messed up outline. Probably gonna have to cut some of the white and just sort of leave it a bit. Now this kit definitely came with just enough black if you messed up a little bit. Oddly, it had a lot of extra of everything else, but not black. So that part was a little disappointing because because I could have reinforced a few things a bit more in the end project, but especially because the instructions say to double up everything on the outlines. Come on, loop and thread, get it together. I mean, I love your kits, don't get me wrong, but outline colors, you could give us a little extra. It would be very appreciated. So here you see I'm a bit fussing again. The heart-shaped nose is kind of difficult to translate. It doesn't really show up nicely on the opposite side. But look, it's looking like a bunny. So this time I'm going to do it the opposite of how they instructed and do the outline first and then fill in between the two. See how that goes. And again, the head has fallen off, the needle has fallen off so many times in between this. And if anybody knows where to get a really good set of punch needles, please let me know. I'm definitely on the market for it. I'm going to send these back. And I wanted to print my own monk cloth and make my own little patterns, but if I have no needles, there's not much point to it. But I did buy the monk cloth, so the project is theoretically in the works. I love the bunny cheeks. And really you can go in any direction. Just try to do like a line if you can. And keep it together when you're doing punch needle. I find that's generally the best. Usually it comes out looking the cleanest. But isn't totally necessary. Sorry for all the background noise. And I tried to include all the footage, just sped up, just so that you have an idea of really what it looks like, instead of all the videos where it's like 4 seconds and you poof, presto, and it's done. Most of this is between 5 and 10 times sped up, just to give you a realistic time frame of how long one of these takes, especially if you're having some struggles. So 4 or 5 hours. If everything goes well, probably 2, maybe 3. They're great little projects for summer vacation or a little holiday or something like that. And they make terrific gifts. I always give these to friends as gifts once I've done them. Yay, it's starting to really look like a bunny. So now we're doing the beige ears. I'm just doing a back and forth on this. Trying not to get caught up again. And I'm sorry that the video is in a strange direction. I think my Google Pixel phone had a really strange video update, and everything I filmed came out like this for no reason, because I filmed it all the same way I normally film everything else. So I apologize if your viewing is a little awkward on your YouTube. Thank you for bearing with me. So here I'm just pulling it all the way to the edge, as far as I can go. Probably should have done the black the same. Now the rest of it's going to be filled with white. Also, I'd like to say thank you to my mom for making all those nice little bundles of embroidery thread, because I lost patience at this point and really needed someone to do that for me. So there's my shout out to my mom. So again, just following the border. Feel for the hoop. You want to sort of stay just a little bit away from it, otherwise you're going to get caught and hurt yourself or break the needle. And I'm just going to go around and do the whole edge first. I personally find this the easiest way to do it. Also, let me know in the comments below if you like seeing all the footage like this, sped up, do you want it slower, or do you want me to actually condense the videos just to the highlights? I really don't know, and I'd love to hear feedback. I'm happy to accommodate either way and adjust the way I film everything, because I would like everyone to be able to enjoy my videos. Anyway, here we go. I'm continuing. Now, anytime I hit a border like that, I just usually do that section back and forth continuously. But that's my own preference. I just find it easier and cleaner lines. And I'm going to go over the bunny whiskers. I will place them after. But at this point, that whole section needs to get covered anyway, because it's going to be sewn over the top as decor. You can sort of see the needles actually bending fairly completely here. Not sure why it needs to be so frustrating, but the bunny's so cute. It's definitely one of those, it's cute enough to offset the frustration art projects. It feels so weird covering up markings on the monk cloth. Like you feel like you're doing something wrong when you're covering up the drawing, but you just have to remember where everything is. Anybody else feel like they're doing something wrong when they're doing that? Or that you're going to forget completely where something goes, even with the directions right in front of you. Anyway, it's coming along really nicely, I think, at this point. I managed to hold on to the needle fairly well, even though it's sort of a very awkward angle. I am doing on at a 45-degree angle at the moment, but it still gets stuck. As you can see, slow down again. always that last little bit that takes forever, doesn't it? There we go. Woohoo! Let's flip it over, have a proper look. So all in all, it's pretty cute. We're going to flip it around. Again, this will take a minute to fuss it, but it should be easier than the first time. And you will have a little ring around it because you have all that clearance. That's normal. Just try to center it the best you can. And definitely take your time with this. Should I name this bunny? And what should I name the bunny if I should? She kind of looks like a Babs. Like Tiny Toons. Now, next I'm going to put some glue on the back when I'm all set and done, just to secure all the threads. And I will sew down the excess cloth and put a felt backing so it doesn't scratch the wall or anything. And just to finish it up nicely. And here I'm just going to show you where I'm placing everything. You don't have to use all the bits. Definitely use at your own discretion all the little art bits. It's adjusting, stacking them on top of each other. You really don't have to. And then here are the little beads to make a nice little necklace to go on her. I actually had to thin down the embroidery floss because I didn't have enough. So I separated it into 2 strands. And here are the different stages of it. And it is all done. And thanks for watching. Bye for now.